Hello again. I have another VCR to look at. GoldStar. I'm assuming there should be a V or VC in front of this. It might just be an R-T923M. I don't know. What was that? Yeah, you don't have anything in you, huh? Anyway, I really know nothing about this, so let me do an intro. It's probably from the late 90s. It has a remote. It's a four-head hi-fi model. And as far as I know, it works. So let's take a look. Ooh, is that push to open? It's got a little cover. Push open. There we go. I'm sure people lost that right away. Neat. So yeah, let's take a look. But before that, I also want to show that I've updated my desk a little bit. So I got rid of Mr. Squeal-O-Matic and the Vivid whatever TV. Those are gone. And you might recognize this TV from some other videos because it's identical to the TV I was using in those other videos.
Don't tell me two of some things is too much and two of other things are too little. I don't care, for I am the deadly duplex.
This one is going to get wall mounted at some point. Clean up some space on the desk and all that good stuff. I don't know. It needs something though. It looks kind of plain. Oh, that's horrible. Perfect. All right. Let's see what the menu does. Ooh, it's icons, and my arrows are my arrows are the number pad. So can set the clock. And 5 is not okay. That is enter. So hit enter. Hit enter. Oh, exit. Okay, and the time is set. What else can I do? Every time I go back, because there's no signal, it shows that display on this TV, so that's why that keeps popping up. You can set programs to record, tuning. That's a good one. Enter. There's auto channel set. If I hit that, it goes down to source select. I can manually add and delete channels. No, I can't. Okay, we'll just do auto. Then right arrow. What? No. Maybe enter? Oh, won't let me do anything. What on earth? Oh, because I'm set to AV. I was set to the AV input, so it won't let me do anything. Okay, so now I'm currently on channel 14. So it's already set to TV. And then I hit the arrow button. So it's counting down. Now it's counting down again. Oh, okay, yeah. So it looks like it's going through the frequencies tied together. See, 1 is actually in between 4 and 5 in the low VHF low. What's interesting is it's doing cable first. So those frequencies, 22 down to 14, right near VHF high. I mentioned that in the Panasonic VCR video, but yeah, and these 90s are kind of separated. 95 to 99 are actually closer to VHF low. So this is scanning them more in a frequency order than anything. Oh, let's just... I was about to say, let's speed up the video, but it seems to have done it on its own. Now it's counting back up. That was incredibly bizarre. Exit. And seems to have worked.
Wait, I need closure on that anecdote.
Franklin, all right, keep an open line with R-T. I believe.
Whatever do you mean? I don't dye my hair.
So that worked. What else we have in the menu? See, by going to AV, because there's no signal, it'll put that stupid on screen again. Well, we're at tuning. Let's do setup. Oh, I can turn the on-screen on and off. I'll leave it on for now and see what that does. Language select. Audio, so you have hi-fi, just hi-fi and normal, no left or right selection. Broadcast, you can do second audio program or set to mono. Audio output, stereo, left. Oh, okay, that's separate. So audio mode and audio output are usually combined on like Sony models and stuff. Okay. And that's really it. I'm not going to set a program because it's really not useful anymore. But let's open it up and put a tape in. Here's a look inside. It's got the little spinny doubler. See on a lot of them, like JVCs and other models. Forehead hi-fi. It's got Mr. Foam Face Auto Clean Head Destroyer. And it's got one of those top-down pinch rollers. The one that is, I guess, supposed to be better for the tape because it has a more gradual angle as the tape comes out. And I'm terrible at judging this, but I mean, yeah, I can't tell. It feels both hard and soft at the same time. So it's probably pretty worn, but we'll see. Switch mode power supply. This just has the one chassis that sits on top of a single board. Your video board back here. Your RF circuitry for the modulator and tuner. Don't have many tapes available. A lot of my test tapes are sitting under the magnet box. So let's pop in a movie. Spinny boop. It's got a spinny boop. Looks to be playing fine. Ooh, Q, as they call it. Reverse. Yeah, this tape may have been chewed up a little bit. Oh no, you know what? Remember I mentioned I didn't know how I felt about that pinch roller? And now we're fine, so I don't even know what to say to that, but that's not good. I know this tape was a little chewed up, so it could have been that. So play. Fast forward. Do rewind again. Well, I think there was a chew in the tape that caused the initial problem, but you saw it going up and down like that, which makes this pinch roller suspect. They get shiny and they get uneven. It can ride up and down because it's not an even wear, I guess, and it can slip up and down. I don't know the physics of it or whatever. Anyway, back to the movie. Well, and we don't have a tracking pulse now. Now we have a tracking pulse. So if I go and there's okay, we got clock. So there's the counter. But the counter won't stay. If I press it, it will recall. It's this button here, but it won't stay. And when I press it, this is always just the clock. This will never change. So I don't think there's a way I can just have this on all the time. That's annoying. Especially confusing that we didn't have a tracking pulse there. I'm going to hit rewind again. We'll play. Yep, see, it's not moving. No tracking pulse. And now we just got one. So now the auto tracking is going to kick in. That's interesting. Could be a misalignment on the head. Off camera, I did clean all this before recording this, so the head's been cleaned. To me, it looks off. I'd love to hear a comment, but see the bottom of that head there? Not really going to be able to get in at a good angle here. But you see the bottom is almost completely missing the tape. What's interesting though is that the alignment for the video head seems just fine. Like the picture's playing just fine, it's that this head is out. Wonder how the audio sounds, because if the tracking portion of the head is off, let's turn off hi-fi and see how that sounds. Because if the linear audio sounds like poop, then that will give us a hint here. So now we're set to normal. And play.
Consider that a divorce.
Well,
That was your wife?
there's noise.
What a bitch.
Oh, come on, really? Thanks. It doesn't sound great, but it sounds pretty clear. Maybe I'll try an EP tape in here. See what the eject looks like. All right. Unlabeled miscellaneous tape. Hit play. Oh yeah.
It says typical.
What the heck? You saw me turn the hi-fi audio off, right? I'm not just losing my mind. Enter. Audio mode. It just turned it back. So every time I put a tape in, I have to do that? Oh, I don't like that at all. Yeah. So this head's not aligned. You're hearing that ringing, which is like the edge, those little ringing, I believe is like the edge of the video track.
Cheerios.
And it's so muffled.
Little guy's happy. And big guy's happy too. Because Cheerios contain oat fiber.
And it's having
Oat
trouble
fiber
tracking.
has lower cholesterol. It's just
So,
another reason to love them.
All her fridge has to bear are some vegetables and meat. Another stir fry? No.
it's getting a tracking pulse.
Who makes the Cheerios?
That works too. Make tonight an Old El Paso night. What does having the fastest internet in Canada mean to you? Try that for a minute.
Oops, wrong button.
Right.
Okay, so there's an auto tracking button. Oh, it's already auto tracking. See, but it keeps popping out. Hit auto tracking again. And then it just pops out of there. So what if I do a manual tracking? So I've got tracking and vertical lock. I don't know why it would be called vertical lock here. Does this even do anything? Oh yeah, there we go. So I can manually track it. Listen to...
Someone's trying to send you a message.
Oh yeah, seeing we're losing it again. So every time, it seems like we're just momentarily losing the tracking pulse. And when it momentarily loses the pulse, it loses the sync because it's trying to sync the video head drum to here, the timing, I believe. So between these pulses, it's trying to line that up here. And if it loses that, then all hell breaks loose. And if it doesn't have that, then it's just going to keep, it's going to hit either a fixed speed, or it's going to go to a default state, or it's going to keep seeking. I don't know exactly what it does, but it'll just be looking like it'll be moving through the tracking options, like spinning the dial. If the dial was endless, it would just keep going, and it'll move in and out. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. This tape seems to be acting a little bit better, but still not great. And the fact that that head is uncovered really makes me wonder. I mean, on the face of it, it's a real easy adjustment, but I believe this screw will just tilt the head so you can move it up and down. It just pivots on that back piece there. But why should I have to adjust it? Theoretically, this hasn't been messed with. Ooh. But yeah, so I'm thinking that, you know what, screw it. Let's play with this a little bit. Okay, I just loaded in another EP tape. Let's see how that one reacts. Okay, so we got auto tracking. We got hi-fi. It's not great, but seems to be working. If I turn on the counter. Ooh, that's some good vertical jitter. Oh, yeah. Just lost the tracking. Yeah, look. It's not moving. Now this tape is a little chewed. When I checked it, it had a bit of a gumminess on the top here, a little bit of ripple. But again, that squeal in the audio,
He had a real sense of humor.
You shouldn't have that.
I assume that he wanted to make that point because he was such a private person. That was a side of Harry that didn't make in public. The rest of the world.
All right, screw it. Let's play with this. This is for learning. It's for fun. So my camera's acting up. It'll record for a while and then realize that it actually wasn't recording, even though it said it was, and just stop, and then the file's not there. So let's start all this over again. I put in a factory SP tape again, and if I hit play, you'll notice now it's playing properly. If I turn the counter on, counter is counting nicely. And compared to before, if you notice, that head, the tape is actually riding lower on that head. What I did is I adjusted this screw so this bracket is essentially pushed down. And that it's counterintuitive. So you think, oh, I'm pushing the front of the head down, more of the lower portion is going to be exposed. But it's tilting. It's on an azimuth, so it's tilting like that. And it actually affects how the tape hits the head. And by doing that, it's locking in very nicely on this tape now. The audio, I have it set to linear audio.
All right, let's.
Sounds excellent on the pre-record. The EP will be a more of a finesse. And again, that's, you know, VCR versus VCR. You want to get it set right in the middle. Ideally, I'd want to use a scope on this so I can set the pulse as strong as possible. That way, you know, a factory tape, it's set as strong as possible, and then I'm the most likely to be able to play back non-factory tapes, especially at EP speed. But I don't have one. And that pinch roller is definitely bad. I hit rewind scan here. Let's see if it starts to chew up the tape. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, it's horrible. Just fast forward past all that junk. And this is near the end of the movie. Actually, no, it's not. It's right in the middle. But I do find that if you really want to check if the pinch roller is bad, go towards the end of the tape and try rewind scanning or fast forward scanning at the beginning of the tape. But rewind scanning at the end, you get the best results. And then you'll see if it starts to mangle your precious movie. So anyway, since I've lost the footage of before I fixed this, I'm just going to put it back to where it was. So just back up like this. And we'll wait. And you can sort of watch the tape ride up like that. And now we're where we were before. And so the auto tracking just popped up. Yep, see, now we're losing it. Let's bring this back to where I had it. It's a bit of a delay, but you can sort of watch it work its way. And again, I doubt this is the right way of doing it. You can mess a lot of stuff up if you have a working machine and you start playing with this. Once you start playing with this, you'll never get it back without the right tools. But screw it, this wasn't working and I'm bored. Yeah, so that's writing a lot nicer. Now, let's go back to a TV recorded tape. And the frustrating part with this VCR is I had it set to mono when I was playing that tape. But every time you put a new tape in, you have to load up the menu again, go to setup, come on, and then go back down and set the audio mode. Every time you put another tape in, it resets, not just powering on and off. So, I mean, and there's no like easy button on the remote. So that's what auto tracking gave us. I'm gonna do a little bit of a tweak here. Okay, hit auto tracking. Remote. Almost there. No matter where I adjust it to, auto tracking seems to overshoot. Bring it back over here where I just started. And I hit auto tracking. It's like it can't quite do it. if I manually adjust the tracking, I can clean it up. How am I for pulses? Well, I mean, they're strong enough to show up. That doesn't really say much. But yeah, that tracking's coming up. How's the sound?
I'm not throwing it away. I'm just trying to figure out where I fit.
But listen to that. There's no noise. It's very
So
clean.
those are the corner guys, the ones taking the orders? Except I think we might be cramping their style.
That sounds excellent. Well, comparatively speaking. It also just feels weird that it was that far off. Like compared to before, I have this tape almost completely covered. Or this head is almost completely covered by the tape now. Which I guess is what it's supposed to do, but man, was that off. Beauty. And how's my audio?
If you want to get any traction with this, you're going to need an eyewitness, somebody who can put Curtis at the fire. You can get Curtis Payne on this.
Then we can trade up and get to his spot.
That's wonderful. Like, seriously, that is what a difference. Okay, let's go back to the other tape. So this one was the one I had the most trouble playing. I'm assuming it was recorded on, something way different alignment than this machine. Tape's also a little bit chewed. It's not in great shape.
Standing
No squibbly squirblies.
just now.
Oh, it's in hi-fi.
Kneeling,
Damn it. So now we're on
along with Carolyn's
linear.
husband, Edward Foster.
So, I mean, that's muffled. But look at that. Clear picture. Tracking's not going in and out. There's no... You don't hear those, it's like a ringing sound that you heard earlier that I'm guessing is the edge of the video.
Bruce,
This is absolutely mesmerizing to watch on the camera. Actually, they both are. I like it. Okay. So I'm going to go and say that it's working. The only thing that needs to be done on this is the pinch roller, which seems to be a common theme. I'm going to decide what I want to do. Stores might open up a little bit soon. I can go and I can buy some rubber renew, which I've been wanting to try and see if I can rejuvenate some of these. Just go in the backyard with a bunch of pinch rollers. Well, I guess one to start with. This might be a good candidate. And see if I can bring some life back into it. If it might also be too far gone. We'll see. But I mean, it sure beats having to order a new one, right? And then I can do that with a lot of these machines I have that have worn out pinch rollers. Neat head.